What's going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scatterbrains. See, my name is Travis, and this video is probably going to piss some people off. It's probably going to make some people mad. You know, I just made it to 4,000 subscribers, but I would not be surprised if that number goes down after this video, and I welcome all of that. So I had just put out that I wanted people to ask me questions or topics that they wanted me to talk about, and one of the things that two people had already said was the Kevin Hart situation. So I decided to make that a standalone video because I just read about it earlier today and I was going to give my thoughts on it. So if you haven't heard by now, Kevin Hart is having an issue with, I can't say the gays. I think that's offensive if you say the gays. Can I say the gays? Because I'm not going to sit up here and say all those letters every single time. He's having problems with the Listen to the cute. He's having a problem with the community. Okay, that's what I'm saying for the rest of the video. So, this is what happened. Oh, I'm funny. So, Kevin Hart is slated to host the 2019 Oscars in February. And, of course, for any comedian, that will be considered a milestone and major accomplishment. So, in light of this, people in the community have gone back in his Twitter feed from like 2009, 10, 11, and they found a bunch of tweets that he made that were not favorable of that community. They were tweets that they found problematic. So, people in the community, outside of the community, retweeted it, tweeted him, you know, are you going to address these? And, you know, people were just trying to shine a light on these tweets. So Kevin Hart, or somebody from his team, then deleted the tweets. Kevin Hart put out a video, I don't know if it was yesterday, and he said that his team contacted him and told him, you know, that now that there's all this talk about you hosting the Oscars, people are bringing up these tweets from 8, 9 years ago. Excuse me. Then he did another video after that one and said that the Academy, who was over the Oscars, called him and gave him an ultimatum. They said either apologize for your tweets about the community or we'll find another host. Kevin Hart said that he will pass on the apology because he's already addressed what he said in the tweets. So here's my views on it, and I know this is not going to be a popular opinion, and I'm not ever trying to be popular. In my opinion, today, I think that the community is getting more power than they should. And what I mean by that is we're at a point now where, yes, we understand freedom of speech is free, but you're not free from the consequences of your speech. We understand that. But it almost seems as if that community is untouchable. That community is excluded from critique, criticism, being called to the carpet in any kind of way. And if you do any of those three things, you're then labeled a homophobe, or you're homophobic, or it's homophobia, even though phobia means fear. But you're labeled as someone who's hating or who is hate speeching, or what you're labeled in something that's not positive, not something that you would want to put on a shirt. Okay? And I don't like that. I don't like that that's a community where everybody's like, they tiptoe when it comes to them, because we obviously, most of us are not ever trying to offend anybody, but what makes them so special that you can't make a comment about something that you see that you don't like? You know what I mean? Now, it's one thing to wish hate, to wish death, to wish rape, to wish harm, any of that. That's completely separate from what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything like that. Now, that stuff deserves the labels and the tags and all of that. I'm just talking about everyday comments you may make about somebody in the community or something you may see. Why is it that we have to be labeled because we make the comment about y'all? You know what I mean? It's no different than, for me, you know, I really don't care what anybody does with their life. You know, I don't. But I almost feel like you can't speak your truth in relation to the community because your job may be on the line. You know, like, it's almost like the community has a meeting every Monday, and they're like, so what happened in this past week? Who says something about us that we don't like? Okay, this person, this person, this person. Okay, let's go ahead and email their boss. Let them know, and let's ask them what they're going to do about your employees' hate speech, you know? Even if you just say something like, why did he have on those heels? It's a question. Is it something that we have to worry about? No. No. But if I see a girl with some Jordans on, I say, why she got on them Jordans? It's just, I don't have to care, but I wonder. You know what I mean? So I just think that the community, the Ligaments community, is just so sensitive. And it's not all of them. It's not all of them, because there's plenty of cool people in the community. But I just feel like they are just so untouchable nowadays. Like, you can't say anything about them without some form of consequence. Now, I know there'll be consequences for this video. I know that. This video will probably not be allowed to be monetized. This video is probably going to have people from the Ligaments community down in the comments calling me everything but a child of God. And I'm okay with all of that, because I am completely comfortable with who I am at 30. Okay, let's be clear. And, you know, I've left up all videos I have related to that community, because I stand firm in what I believe. You know what I mean? But even when you look at the Kevin Hart situation, that's how he felt 8-9 years ago. His feelings can change. So why is he being held responsible for what he thought all those years ago? That just doesn't make any sense to me. People's opinions can change. People's opinions cannot change. Like, why does it matter what you thought about somebody 8-9 years ago? And a whole nother thing, I don't believe that anybody is born with sexuality. Sorry, unpopular opinion. Nobody is born this way. No matter what that way is. Nobody is born this way. I just don't believe that baby boys come out the thing talking about, oh, where that eggplant at? I just don't believe it happens. I just don't. I think that kind of stuff is culture related, environment related, you know, puberty related. But, you know, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. And, you know, I'm never trying to offend anybody. Just speaking for myself, I'm never trying to offend anybody. And if I do offend you, my bad. But I feel like we all should be free to speak however we feel about anything. As long as you're not wishing hurt, harm, or danger on anyone, we should be able to speak freely about anything. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, Kevin Hart is a comedian. Why is it that comedians are not allowed to tell jokes anymore? Why is it that, you know, everything is, the world is just so sensitive nowadays. It is just so sensitive. It's crazy. But I applaud Kevin Hart for passing on the apology. I think that was the best thing to do, because had he buckled and apologized, and we would have known that they gave him the ultimatum, because we probably wouldn't have known had he not said anything. But I think had that information come out, that would have definitely made me look at him sideways, like they getting over on you, like they controlling you, like is that they have a lot of power, y'all. I don't care what anybody says. They have a lot of power. If you have enough power to start feeling like children need to be introduced to sexuality at the young ages that they're being introduced to, that's a lot of power. I don't really care what anybody thinks, but I think children should not be introduced to certain concepts until they get to a certain age. But that's just me. People are going to take what I just said the wrong way, and I don't care. I do not care. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole Kevin Hart and the Ligaments community. And leave y'all's feedback, hate speech, whatever you have to down in the comments. Make sure you rate and subscribe if you haven't already. You know, help my subscriber number go back up, because it's about to go down. And I'll be seeing y'all really soon with my Ask Me Anything Friday Roundup video, probably later today or tomorrow.